Back to the adventure of the Great Deku Tree by LEGO, The Legend of Zelda. Set number 77092 contains 2,500 pieces, retails for $299.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group as a requested review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, so basically what we did here is bags 1 through 12, which is not bad. Remember in the last installment we had a problem here with the nose falling off and the upper jaw, and that was probably where the headaches were at, as well as lining some of this stuff up. So I was messing up and this was falling off, so I don't want to mess with it too much. And in addition, the set indeed was missing one piece. I don't know if I still have it, but it was a 1x1 red brick that was included, but didn't include a downwards angular plate, which I did have. And I think now we're talking about the score was somewhere in the 7 range. So it's not going to be a perfect score just because it was missing a part. And it is a very challenging build. If you're not into small pieces at this point, yeah, it could get very frustrating. But for me personally, it's not bad for what it is. It's still an interesting build. I want to get back into it. And so that's essentially what it is. And I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of the build. It's just now getting to that point where it's starting to get pretty flaky. Well, let's begin with bag 13, if I can even find it. Now, in addition to bag 13, I already took a sneak peek, and bags 14 and 15 are grouped together, so it's not going to be too fun. And yeah, now we're getting into the vomit colors again. Now I can always use this stuff for my campground, so you know what that'll be when I'm done. And let's see here. So we're still continuing on with the main build, which means I got to rotate this thing around. There's not a lot of space up here. This is just a massive build. It's not even, you know, small in that sense. So what I'm going to do is put this over here, get that out of the way, and yeah, we're going to be focusing here, right in this area right here. Make sure that we can see what we're doing here. And I got the autofocus on, so if it does some weird stuff, that's for me and you to know. And everyone else to find out. So now we're going to get back into this here. And like I said, it's a challenging build, so this is definitely meant for 18 plus. This is not meant for anybody who's impatient. So if you're like me and you want to hurry up and get it done just to play around with it, you'll be waiting a while. Now, in addition to all that, my allergies have sure been flaring up, so I got a runny nose today, so hopefully it will not affect the viewing of the video, like the quality of it. And yeah. So I proved parts 1, 2, and 3 of this. I haven't released anything yet because I really haven't had a whole lot of time. I've been more focused on my building guides now at this point. Trying to get everything published. And yeah. And today is April 2nd, 2025. So happy April Fool's Day, but it's a day later. But you know, I didn't do anything yesterday because yesterday I was doing some stuff. There was some drama, and I was just kind of trying to avoid that day. You know. And we're still working on the upper portion of the Deku Tree, or I'd say the midsection. So we're just adding supports, or we're working on the back side of this. And yeah. Now it looks like we're building some type of panels here. So I think these are panels that are going to go on the sides. Now I need to find a way to get some more space up here because we're running out. Okay, so I'm going to be working here. Let's see. Can I fit these here? They're just both duplicates, so let's see what we can do here. Can I just do that? I guess I can, huh? See if I can get them both in there. I don't, like I said, that's as far as I can work. I can't go any further. So, yeah, so that is it. Now, how are we doing on focus here? Okay, well, we don't want to see my feet. Okay, so let's get going here. Probably won't need those till later. And I mean, I'm pleased. The build is keeping my interest, but it's very hard. So, like I said, if you are not into really hard builds, now I did read one of your comments. You must be a saint. You have a lot of patience to deal with small pieces. I don't even know how I can manage these really small parts. I don't know. I have a lot of patience. You know, well, I mean, my patience can be worn thin from time to time, and this one here is it. Not as bad as that one I did before, but yeah, it's a lot of work to do this stuff. Like this bag, it looked scary, but it didn't have a lot of big pieces in it, so, or tiny stuff. So we're gonna manage through it here, and just to kind of get this one going, and then now we got to flip it over, which is probably easier on the workbench. Some guys call it a Lego table. I call it a workbench. Now, okay, these sit on top of the 2x3s. Here's a hint. Later on in the year, you will need one of these for one of your tutorials that I will be building. So if you're interested, yeah. But I will leave it up to your imagination to figure out what it is. Yeah, so I've been getting some requests for more building guides, and all you have to do is contact me on Rebrickable and ask me if you don't see it in the store. Ask me and say, hey Jay, do you have a building guide for something? I had somebody did just that. They were kind of hesitant on asking me. And I said, well, it's your lucky day. I actually have that building guide done. I just never published it. So by the end of the week, you will get your building guide. And it'll be cheap too. No tariffs. I look at something thinking, what would I pay for this? And yeah, my stuff's usually cheap because I don't want, just buying a downloadable guide at that point. You're not buying parts or anything. So I don't like to make things too pricey. That's just not fair. You got to spend the time to find all the parts, So I'd say that we're working on the mid panels now for this. All right, so now we're done with that. Okay. But I mean, I'm pretty much pleased with the outcome of the build. It's just the missing piece and the thing disintegrating. And I asked a friend of mine who actually has this set, and I told him about the face of it, and he said, yeah, the face was an issue for him. So it wasn't just me that was just doing something totally wrong. It was him, too. So it's not like, if you're doing something wrong and your face is falling apart on this set, or you're just crying in tears because it's not going together the way it should, yeah, it's not you. All right, so I got these done here. We'll set these out of the way because we've got to build a part 2 to this. And I've been indexing a lot of these. So like I said, I already got parts 1, 2, and 3 proofed. I just haven't written the notes yet for them. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. Now, there's also something I noticed too. I was testing out a video on my smart device, and apparently it only goes up to 1080p. I guess you can't watch things in 4K, and I thought you could do that. So majority of my viewers are mobile, So I just don't know if I want to continue on doing 4K or not. I thought 4K would be very beneficial, but... Or maybe just keep it in 4K and do that. Okay, so it looks like this goes like this. That makes sense. Well, let's see here, and something just told on itself. Turn that down. Sound like a skeleton was having a spaz attack, but hey, I got my work done. Guess what? I get to play video games. Alright, and then we just got this one here done. Okay, make sure. Okay. Now, it shows that this goes right on this side here. Okay, so what I'm gathering is that this just sticks right on those studs right there. Let's see. Should just slide right on in. Just going to wiggle it in firmly without breaking anything. Yeah, it's not moving, so I think we did it right. And there's the hole right there. Alright, okay. Now we got to do the other side here. Let's see. Just on those studs, it just rests. I mean, at least I got these foam bases there, so it just kind of slides it up into place. And then I'm just going to squeeze that in there. There's nowhere to hold on to it now, so you're just going to have to kind of guess. There we go. I'm not clamping it down like a crab on a popsicle, but I'm just making sure that it's really in there pretty good. And I think that's it with that. And now, sorry I have to do it now, but I can't even see the viewfinder. I have to stand up now to view it. Well, now we got to lock it all together on the top, it looks like. So start filling all that in there. So you're going to have to start wiggling and jiggling parts in a little bit just to get it to go together. Okay. So I mean, here's the deal. At least it tells us we got it right. You know how we know? Because these pieces here are fitting right on this right here, flush right up against it. So we know we did it right. All right. Yeah. I think I'll still continue on doing these in 4K. I know in 1080 it looks really good. And then, yeah, we're almost done here. I'm just... Okay, and then don't forget your little tiles up here. So I think what we're going to have to peel this thing down when we get to that point. That's why I said I just kind of used my own video as a reference. So if you're not sure, here's what I would do when you're building your version of the set and you're planning on wanting to take it apart and build the other one. Just take a lot of reference photos, and so when you take it apart you'll know. The book's not too clear about that. And yeah, so we pretty much survived bag 13. That's not bad. Well, I don't know how bad bags 14 and 15 are. We don't know. Because I got to put these in here. I know my hands are in the way, but not a whole lot I can do. This one here's got a lot of parts here. Lots of little pieces. Not as bad, but that's it. And we don't have any parts remaining too, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what bag 13 does right there. Alright, if you don't believe me, look at that. Yep. Gonna have to do both of those. And How many small parts? Well, let's see here. You cannot see what I'm doing because I am way over here. And yes, you're going to have to dump all that out. So we don't know what we're building next. And you guessed it, more vomit colors. Yummy, huh? Who doesn't love these colors? Although if you're building something probably from the 50s, 60s, or even 70s, that's the colors we used back then. Well, before my time. I was in the tail end of all this, so this is before we started getting into more of the more cheerful colors. And I'm talking about decor, like real life decor. Alright, so yeah, it's a lot of medium to small parts again with a few big ones thrown in there. And like we're building something here, but I'm wondering if that's a mirror. Let's see here, where does that go? Now I'm checking right now because it goes on one side of the tree, and from what I can tell, it looks like they're mirrors. So I think I don't have a place to put this at, so we're going to have to, I'm just trying to see if I could scrounge up some space here. That's as far as I can go. So let's just bring this down right about there. Okay, still got autofocus on. Alright, let's begin. Let's build it. So bags 14 and 15 you got to dump out. So what I will do here is save my work as I go. And I think these are the friction stubs. So this one's from the book here, and this one over here will be the reflection. And if it gets pretty crowded, you know what? I think I can carefully set this over here. And we will get to it later. How about that? Alright. Focus in there. Camera. Alright. So this one here is the one we're building from the book. And then, yeah. Yeah, I've been reading a lot more of the comments. A lot of you like the style of video, so I know there's one of you that told me I've inspired you to do this. Do it. I mean, people don't do this, and I still got to watch. He did a live stream on it. I'm going to sit down and just listen to his video and watch it, the whole thing all the way through, and see. You know, because we don't, you know, it's better than doing this and being done in 10 minutes and say we're finished, but no, 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 no. That would not be fair. And so far, looks like they're both just clones. And, every time I'm filming. Let's see here. I couldn't read that, so let me find another phone because... Hold up. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh my goodness. I don't get a break anymore. I swear to goodness. When they know my door's closed, I said, just text me. Because if I'm involved into something, yeah, you'll know. Oh, these heart tiles are printed. Let's see, can I get up real close? Looks like I can. And yeah, I was like, let me do it like that because it'd be easier for me to see them. Or no, like this. It's like, I do something right now, but right now I'm filming. I wish you'd have told me this earlier. Well, how long are you going to be doing that for? I said about an hour or so. And lately there's been a lot of drama around here. Basically, you know, a friend of mine and I were talking about camping trips, and that started a whole bunch of drama. And yeah, I just kind of avoided it. Alright, I don't see another one of these. Let me take a look here. If it's a different one, then... Okay, you know what? Don't do pairs. The reason why is because, yeah, this is not a paired item, so I thought maybe it would be. Well, at least now we know. But there was some... I'm just going to wait on that one, but basically we're just talking about going camping and stuff and seeing what we can do. And yeah, it just kind of escalated into some pointless drama that didn't need to happen. So I just kind of shook my head. And I just like, no, I don't know. And trying to find a phone around here that I can text back on, because it's like, well, can you just leave it running and we go do this real quick? And I'm like, no, I'm filming right now. I'm filming in 4K. I don't have that kind of memory cards. Well, how many do you need? I said, probably about 10 if the way we're going to be spending. Oh. So I just kind of brushed it off and thought, no, I can't right now. I wish you let me know this sooner. But yeah, but basically the whole fight was about vacation time, and even my girlfriend was getting kind of angry with everybody, and we were talking about vacations and stuff, and well, and my mom would just came up. The reason why I don't want to go on vacation because all you want to do is get up, walk, and see the sights. And I just want to hang out at the hotel room. And I just thought, oh my goodness. I thought, I will never just sit, because I do a lot of that right now. Like I just need 4 and 4. And I thought, oh no. So my girlfriend's like, oh, maybe I should just give this camping another whirl. I said, you should. I said, we'd have a lot of fun. I said, but I'll promise we won't be sleeping on the picnic table out in the open at night. So maybe she wants to go. And I said, sure, you know. So we're going to be planning a trip. I think that'd be fun. Okay, we only got to make one of these. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And there's always something going on here, and it feels like sometimes I'm a prisoner here. And I just sometimes I just hang out back here in the Lego room, and I just don't want to be bothered sometimes. Sometimes this is like my relaxation. If they like this stuff, it'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind, but it's just, you know, you're doing your silly little hobbies and all that stuff, and I just kind of, I don't understand people sometimes, so I just kind of blow it off. But thanks for lending an ear. I had to do that. I just couldn't take any more of it. And that's what we've done so far. You don't need that right now. That's a mistake there. Alright, so right there, and one of these. I may start separating parts now. Well, it looks like something. Maybe we didn't mess up because it actually looks normal here. Oh, and you got to do it on the other side too. Oh, my bad. Yep. And then this thing, okay, I don't know if we'll ever need that. I might take that apart. I'll hang on to that. I don't know. I thought it was a mirror, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Yep. Oh, Lego. And then this goes right here. Think like that, a couple clips. And we got to bring that big monster back. So now, since we only need to build one, I'm just going to do just that. Let me bring the big thing back over here without dropping it, as that's always scary. And it looks like it's attached here, which I think that's what that does. So it looks like it rests right on this tile right here. Now you cannot see what I'm doing here, so let's do that. All right, so it rests right here and it goes on this tile. So what I'm going to do is just clip it like that. That should be fine. Now I don't know how far back it goes. I think it just bottoms out there. So like that looks pretty good. Yep, that's what it shows there in the book. Okay, so we survived that section there. Okay. Not too terribly bad. Okay, now we're going to be focusing our attention on that one over here. But right now we're going to build this here, and it's built completely different, so I don't think I'll need this anymore, so I'm going to rip all this apart. Sometimes it looks like it, and I don't even really pay attention. Yeah, so I've been trying to get things. I've started sorting some parts today. Just some, not a whole bunch. And at least I am getting that done. I want to start finishing up a bunch of the set builds and get them ready to go. I think that's what they want. Well, there's some nice pieces out of this set. I may be inclined to see if I can grab some of these from Pick-a-Brick. That's if Lego's not greedy and they better post them because I can use them. So this is the only report I have to do right now. All my reports are caught up. I got to do one for a video game, and then that's it. Okay. And we got 2 here. There's a lot of little parts tonight. Yeah, this is not a bedside build, by the way, and this thing just stopped. I got my stopwatch going. Just because, you know, but yeah, they sometimes my bunch doesn't like me doing this stuff. Especially, some look at it at my age. Well, why are you messing with the kid's toy? And boy, that kind of ruffles my feathers a little bit. I'm like, and then it depends. It depends on what mood I'm in. Somebody in my family says, "Why do you do that? It's just a kid's toy." I said, "Then why do you keep smoking like you're in your 20s for, and you're coughing like you're 90? I mean, come on now." "Oh, it shouldn't matter to you." I said, "Yeah, don't bother me about my hobby. My hobby is the only danger this hobby is going to do to me is getting cut by bricks or stepping on this stuff, or even worse. One day wake up and the whole Lego room just caves in on me. The workshop. That's the scary part. Can you still see what I'm doing? Oh, I'm way over here. Alright, that's what I've been working on. It's nothing spectacular. Okay, we're looking for 2 corner pieces. Yeah, this color palette is not really fun. At least I'm being honest with you. But yeah, sometimes I do get irritated when somebody just kind of judges me because I do this. And it goes like that. Does that hang out on the top? Yes, it does. All right, there we go. Here should look like that so far. Okay. And, you know, it's just to that point where it's... Some people just get kind of verbal about it. They just start, oh, you're doing that. Shouldn't you do manly things? I had that happen to me before too, somebody that I know in the family. And at that time, I just got done working about 15 hours. I was very tired. I said, well, this is not manly? I was like, I didn't know that. Yeah, why are you messing with a kid's toy? You know, grown-ups don't do that. I said, oh, okay. That goes, whoops, see, this is already falling apart. Be very careful. I was like, well, I'm more of a man than you are. And he goes, well, what is that supposed to mean? I said, I have a job. I'm working full time. Let's just say he was not too pleased with that. But, wait, hold on. Okay, it goes in here. So if you're watching this and somebody judges you, don't let them get the best of you. Just be like, you know what, this is my hobby. I do it just for relaxation. And if they really get nasty, just be like, you just say, oh, what are you doing there? Yeah, but this person, relative in my family, though, he's just kind of... I don't know what his problem is. Half the time I just kind of blow him off, but I don't know. Well, looks like we're getting somewhere. We're stacking parts. It's ugly looking. It matches the texture of the tree, so obviously the creepy tree's got some creepy limbs here. Somebody told me that the tree is dead. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't really play a lot of video games anymore at my age. I just, you know, work full time. I don't have a lot of free time anymore because I'd rather, you know, here's the thing. I'm always on the computer. And a video game is essentially on a computer, yes, it's a moving image and stuff like that, but it's just, I have to. Oh, I don't need that. I'm looking for another jumper plate, but I cannot find it. Too much vomit down here. Somebody got sick all over the workbench and made a mess everywhere. And then I got to get a maid out here to clean it up because I don't want to get my hands dirty. And don't talk about that one because I said that today. I needed some help with something, and I don't want my kid getting his hands dirty. I guess that's the new thing now. I don't know. And I was like, man, maybe it might help him out if he gets his hands dirty once in a while. But you know, some of these people are entitled. I can't find another one of those slopes. I got these ones here. Yeah, I better be careful. I don't want to get too ranty tonight. Rants are fun. Sometimes I'll listen to some rants and stuff like that. There it is. And I got that guy done. Get back up there. Don't fall down. And I got that. All right. And then we got to take the log piece, which goes here. I like those printed log tiles. Those are pretty cool to have for my campground. So you'll know what I'll be robbing off of this set when I'm done. I got a bunch of them, but I can always use more log parts. And then now we're still working. Oh no, we're on this side now. So just rotate it around and yeah. So okay, don't put that on yet. You got to put this one on first. Just watch your colors. Some of these look almost the same to me. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, I need 2 hands again. See, now we're getting to the small stuff. I know somebody said, how do you have patience? I don't know. I still kind of question myself on that one. How do I get all this patience to do this? Don't go with me. Alright, we got that in there. And then, found this. Hey, every time we clean something off the workbench, you know what happens? Can you guess? We can find parts faster. That's even better. Yes. Vomit colors. Just that word vomit, you know. Jay, you and your vomit builds. Yep. That's how it is. And yeah, I got to check the timer on this here. I have 45 minutes left on the memory card. Wow, we're doing pretty good here. I haven't messed up really, like hardcore. Knock on wood. I better not hope I say that too loud. The fail gods will come after me now. Now I can't find a part. I spoke too soon. But I need 2 of those, not 1. There it is. Yeah, this set's got a lot of plates with bow in them too, so I mean, I don't expect anybody to buy the set strictly for parts, to be honest. Because this is a pricey one. I mean, am I going to keep this probably for a few weeks, maybe no more, because I told Lego I was going to try to do both of them. So I'm kind of on a deadline here. So I don't want to just lie to them. Okay, where does this go now? Oh, it goes on the edge of that. Okay. And then back to this thing. Sometimes it's like, where am I at here with this? Oh, wait a minute. We're supposed to put 2 of these on here. All right. And yeah, I don't see this guy. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Hold on. You know, I made a mistake here. This doesn't go here, but this goes here like this. And that's how you do that. The book, you know, here's the deal. I couldn't even figure that out until just now. And then we take this, make sure that this vomit tile is here, and this fits right in here. But where does this hook go? Right in that hole there? So it fits like that. And then we'll press that down here, like so. All right? And that's what we're doing with that. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just got done having a meal and had tacos and sorted a few pieces. And then now I'm back here. So I feel a little more refreshed. And yeah, everybody has to have their fast food fix here. Okay. So I'm hoping to get this one done here in a few, probably the next 10-15 minutes, and start focusing on some of the other things that I got to do. I did a little part sorting, but I'm slowly getting to that point where the part sorting is just getting kind of boring. All right. And then, hey, at least one thing, we're nibbling at the workbench here. There's not that many parts left. At least there's well, we still got more of these. And then This goes here, like that. And it goes right here. It's almost like that other one. So I have a feeling now we're going to be putting arches on this. Now this is kind of flimsy, so be very careful with it. And we go around here. Oh, I got these, but I need the other ones. There we are. All right. And then we do it on this other side here. Yeah, I was looking on the thing. We actually had our coldest weather. We broke a cold temperature out here in my area, which is kind of unusual, but well, anything out here, it's possible. And yeah. And then now we put this right in here. So what I'm going to do is break these down into limbs and stuff. So I'm trying to see. Okay, there's a hole right here underneath his jaw, so we've got to be careful with that. So we're going to need to plug this in right in here. Let's hope we don't mess up. It's kind of hard to see down here. I can't really get the camera and show you, but there's a spot there. Huh. Is it going to be one of these ones that I'm going to have to spend half a night to get it to fit in there? Is that what it is? Well, starting to crumble. Yeah, remember you remember the last installment I had to fight the head. Anything around this area is risky. Okay. Whew. And it's supposed to sit on that green tile right down there. So, and which it does. All right. Now we got to do another one. And yeah, it's very risky here. I mean, let's see if we can breeze through this, because I really got other things I got to get done this evening before I go to bed. But it's not a bedside build, so I can't claim it as that. And we still got a good chunk of parts up here too. And then now we get the stud and a plate. Okay, let's start pulling things out here. What kind of plate? A vomit plate. There we go. I think that's the last of the 1x6s. And all right, but I'm really want to get back into my own builds. But right now I requested this. I have to finish, means I got to get it done and write a report on it. You think you're done with school? No, you're not. You got to do reports on stuff like this. So we got 2 of these here. And there's that. Yuckaroo! We got to do all the boring stuff, huh? Yeah. The reports, and you think you're done? No, you're not. You got to do all that. It's their rules. You know, if I didn't agree with the rules, I would just bail out. But that's what it is. I'm not a quitter. And looks like we're not done yet. And then this goes here. Okay. Hey, I haven't messed up, so we're doing good. Yeah, you gotta love Lego though. It's a really nice hobby. It's pricey, but it's nice. Now, if this was my set, to be honest, and if I would have bought this, it would just sit in my inventory for a bit until I got to it. So that's the only advantage of doing your own without the paperwork, is you get to pick when you want to do it. Versus here, I told Lego I'd have to get it done at a certain, like, they wanted to know an ETA of, there we go, when I have to get this done. They say you got to get it done. So like once I start, I have 30 days to get this all finished. We're talking about published, not built. As long as I don't publish, I think I'm safe. Okay, well now we got to put that down. Yeah, yeah. How do I have patience to do this small stuff? I don't know. I really don't know. Come on, get in there! Fighting me. Okay. That, right there. Well, shouldn't it have been more than that? Did I put that in the wrong place? Yeah, I did. Let me, wait. Yeah, make a mistake, and it's I better not use that word on here, they'll get mad. Let me make sure here. Okay. You make a mistake, it could be a pain in the rear to fix it. There we go. That's how it's supposed to look right there. And then now, we put it on. Put a plate here. At least we're getting done. I mean, there's not a whole lot left here. And let's do this one here. Bless you, whoever did that. And there we go. And that takes care of that turd. So we haven't got anywhere really here. And then we got to do the whole stacky thing. Yeah, the next time one of my viewers is live, I'm going to peek in his room with my main account. I love doing that sometimes. I did it one time and I got banned out of somebody's room, so on their live stream, because I didn't like big YouTubers in there. So I don't go into the big streamers anymore. I stay in the smaller ones because they're nicer and they're focused on their chat rooms more than the big guys where they're focused on the views. Where here I'm focused on talking to you, not on the build. Well, I'm focused on the build, but you know. So we've done that. We've already made a bunch of these already. And then this plugs in here, but look what happened. You know why? I forgot to put this down here. See, I make so many mistakes in my builds, you know, and I don't filter them out. Just, it makes them too animated, too scripted, and I'm just going to pop these on right now. Like that. I mean, while I'm here. They're going to make us do it anyways. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, I messed up. Whoopsie. Whoops. Nobody will know, because I fixed it now. So you can pound the nails in your workbench and drop studs on the floor. My luck, it's a white stud flower. I may need that. And this thing's pretty mean. Okay. There's not a whole lot left up here, so we're getting close to completion. I mean, this one goes on the other side here. The Deku Tree. Oh, wow! I can't wait to deku my room with this. Make sure it's straight out, one notch. That's what I'm gathering what the book says. And then we got to put it over here. Right Oh, it'd be nice if you could see it, huh? Right there. Let me, yeah, there's right there, and I'm gathering it's supposed to rest on that tile there. So here we go. We're going to set that right, just plug it in there. There we go. It sits right on that tile right there, right at the very bottom of your screen. And yeah. And now we got to do foliage. And then I think the foliage goes where everybody's taking a nap at right here. So we just take the smaller stems. We're going to make 4 of these. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these in now. They just go in the leaf pieces right here. So we'll set that in there. Video game Lego sets. Yeah. Lego, why didn't you do this stuff like 40 years ago when I was doing all this? No, you know why? Because we weren't special enough, because back then you only had like 5, 6 colors. And Lego bricks were so primitive. Now it's like, by the time we get older, we don't get the fun stuff anymore. You know? But no, they didn't want us to have the nice stuff. Alright. Make another one. And then set that there. Okay. And then we make some white ones. We got cherries and stuff up here. Just make one white one, I guess. And then that goes right there. I'll just, well, if I can get that in there, it's not going in. Or am I not even sitting in the hole? It's in there, but it's not. Oh, see, things are already coming apart. Let me take that out real quick, because I can't get my hands in there, to be honest. That's much better. Put that back in there. Lego, this thing's at a 7 already because it's falling apart. Should have made it durable. Maybe I have to do a durability test on this and see how long it'll last. Probably not so long. Alright. And then now we got to make one of these here with the heart. So let's get going here. Putting these studs on the bottom of these plates is kind of brutal on your hands. Okay. And this little cherry goes right in there. Then after that, it's the little green heart. That's what looks like to be a face on it. And let's see, it just sits right. Is it critical? Not really. And my voice is starting to crack again. Alright, so we got this one right here. That's not the one we want. Does it really matter? Let's line it with this here. Right there. And it's kind of turned. So it's like right there. Should be able to count the studs with that. And that's it for bag 15. We survived all that today. Isn't that cool? And that's what we have remaining there for the build. And if I can find the container, essentially that's what we've done. So in the next installment, right now this is going to be Summation of Thoughts. So next installment, I think we are finishing up 16 and 17. I'm not quite sure yet. And so far I'm pretty pleased with the build. I'm just checking. Yeah, so next installment would be 16, 17, and 18. I thought we were going to be close to finishing up, but I don't think we are. I think we're going to be doing the full bags on this one. There might be 7 builds. So, get this back over here, and yeah, it's not bad. This bag didn't go too bad. This was okay. But dealing with this here was a pain. We had some stuff crumbling off, not too bad. It was just more or less trying to get it to work. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. Now I got to take this thing off. And I want to do a thumbnail, so that means I got to take all this off here and I got to put it back on when I'm done. So you can see that, yeah, it's a buddy of mine's like, why do they have this thing loose? I think, and this is probably meant to be moved around. There's no holes on the back, so I'm not sure why this didn't, you know, just get some friction pins if you want and be done with it. So the reason why I'm setting up for thumbnail here is so you could see what we're doing. And yeah, so this Deku Tree is missing some more stuff. We need to get the 20 million links set up here. I'll put Zelda right there. But yeah, it's not bad. It's, as you can tell, it's looking better. Yeah, this is yeah, this thing would really scare something. Put that by your bed at night, and the next morning you'll wake up all scared. So I think the next bags we're probably going to be focusing on finishing up this top part. Didn't really look into them all that much, but hopefully we could wrap it up then. Well, until we meet again.